Hey there, and welcome to another Dave Does video, and today we are looking at day 2 of the game build. Now, it's not like I've done 24 hours of building or work on this project. It's more a case of get this working. There we go, that's what I want to do. It's more a case of I did a few bits on the first day. It's been a couple of days since I did that, and I'm now back into Game Guru again to have a look at what I was initially doing. So I thought I would show you where I've got to as far as my initial kind of play around that I spent the first couple of hours doing. So let's show where we're up to. So here's the layout so far. This is the initial arrival point. So we've just kind of carved out a little bit of an ocean water area. We've put, this is where the player starts. It's going to be starting from here. We've got some barrels and stuff to wash up, lowered up the ground a little bit here, so it's kind of sloping in. I want to put like almost like an old like boat jetty or something on it. A couple of guard towers with some sort of iconesque statue stuff. There'll be a lot more features, I guess, in the area once we do it. A couple of guard towers up here. And then I was kind of thinking, well, this is going to be kind of the arrival point, and then you got to go into town. And then the idea being, if I show you over here, this castle or this church in the background, we're going to line up a load of buildings in between that, and that will be end of stage 1. Stage 2 will continue after it. You have to go through the church to get to stage 2, so we've got to kind of build up a surround. Now, the first main issue I'm coming across now is shading. So the walls, I've got an issue here already, I can see. So like here, I need to scale that out a little bit because the walls weren't merging, but there we go. But the color shades, everything's kind of a different type of building. There's not enough of the same sorts of buildings. We've got this one here, which has got like mossy green, and these ones here are more modern. This one here is more of an olden style, so we've got a lot of difference. So there's a lot of shade scaling I'm going to have to do. The other one, if I launch into the game, okay, so here we go. So I'll put a little bit of grass and stuff on the ground. So there's a couple of things. Firstly, if I go down here, there's nothing to... I haven't set any sort of parameters to make you kill you. So I need to make sure that if you go in the water, you die. Because otherwise what you can do is you can swim, and you'll get all the way out to where the water finishes. As you can see now, the ocean's finishing, and there's just nothing here. That's it, you can't go, that's the edge of the map. So I don't want people to be able to do that, so I've got to work out how to do that. I'm drowning! I need it to almost like get in the water and you can't swim or something like that, because there's no kind of threat going on there. The other part I started to have a look at is I've got to have a look at the hillsides and stuff like that. So if I go over here, I want to work out if I can get into these buildings as well. Once I've got slopes and stuff, so I think I can probably do it with some ladders or something, but I worked out I can climb up here, which I don't want to be able to do, because I don't want people to suddenly go, oh look, we're going to go and explore over here in this part of the map. So I've got to make these walls or these cliff faces unscalable, otherwise you can kind of all get up here and see the whole surrounding, and that shouldn't happen. Bit fatal as well, that sort of drop. I'm kind of thinking like this should be like, I want it to make it you make decisions. So like for instance, you come out at this first point here, you look left, you look right. Now if you go to the right, and once I build these corridors, the enemies are going to be maybe tougher. If you go in here, you'll be able to pick up a weapon, a basic weapon, that if you go to the right, they'll not be good enough, but on the left, the enemies will be a bit easier, for instance. And then you'll be able to pick up a better weapon, and you can work your way, if you work your way down one path, it will be easier, and then if you go down the other one, once you've got better weapons, you can go back and get more points and stuff like that. So it's whether or not it's going to be point based. I think it probably will just be a survival. Can you get there with the limited amount of lives? You'll get 3 lives in the game. If you complete each level, you'll probably get one, and that's the, like here now, this will be like the end point, and that'll be the where if you get to this point you finish the level. but I've got to make it really hard to get here. So that's kind of today's one, is to try and get some sort of building structure in and make this into a maze. So you've almost got to zigzag your whole way through. There's only going to be very little points to get through. But that's kind of what today's plan is to try and get some sort of building structure, get some height. So originally these bits here, these walls or this barrier was the same height all the way along, and I brought them and raised them up here. I wanted to get some different heights in there, but I'm going to have to do that all the way along. But I'm going to do that at the end. I'm not going to worry about that tonight or today. I'm going to wait until I get at least a maze type structure in, and then see how we can work with enemy interactions and stuff like that, and have a bit of a play. Because at the moment, I mean, if I go to like enemies, so if we go to characters, what have we got? We've got fantasy, medieval, and zombies. I don't know. I might change these ones out, but let's go with. We'll just go with a combat mutant. So let's whack him round the corner here. Then let's get some weapons in here, and let's just have a bit of a play. So these aren't all the weapons, but if I can get swords, look a bit rubbish in this, I have to be honest. So let's go with a basic gun. We use the Colt. And what I'll do is I'll drop the Colt into, put it here somewhere. Just put it on the floor there, and we'll add some ammunition for the Colt. What does a Colt use, actually? That's a good point. Colt's 45, isn't it? Is it 30? Oh, I don't actually know which one's what cartridges the Colt's using. I think it's these, so I'm going to put them next to it just to help me out. And let's just go and do a quick test, see how that interacts with the person. Game. Won't be using these, but it's a good way to check it out. So let's go find out. E to pick up. Oh, got it. And we collected the ammo. Awesome. Wow, he's vicious. Okay, we're gonna have to make that guy harsh. That guy is tough. And he stayed in the seat, didn't move back. That's quite clever. Health doesn't recover over time, which is good because I didn't want her to do that anyway. Where'd he go? Back to his original point. Fuck! Right, he was there a minute ago, weren't he? Fucker was in hiding. Where did you just come from? You weren't there a minute ago. We got his ammo as well, but he must have been around the back of the hut or something, or hiding in this corner. That was vicious. Okay, so one thing I've got to look at is enemies, because that guy was really tough very quickly, so we need to make sure they're not as damaging, I guess, unless we want to make it ultra realistic. But yeah, so today's plan, I guess, I need to get rid of these, otherwise I'll forget that they're there. So I don't want them in there, and I don't want the enemy in there. But it's interesting how quickly, so I'm glad that the enemies are quite interactive and they move around, and they're going to make it a bit of a challenge. For these areas, I think what I'm going to be doing is changing out all like the walls. We've got the properties here, defensive levels, explodable, stuff like that, which is cool. But I do need to change colour schemes. That's something I do need to have a look at. I don't know exactly how to do, but I think that might be under painting actually. Paint texture, there we go. Then right map to change texture. Frozen water, coal, cracked sand, dark stone. If that works, and then we'll see if I can paint. No, it says purely for the ground, unfortunately. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, we're going to have a bit more of a play on this one over day 2, and I'll update you on day 3 and see how far I got on with it. See you soon.